Welcome to New Hampshire's Education Data Literacy video series. This video is one of 11 that guides you through various components of the Education Data Literacy framework. This particular video will help you build strong data governance practices. This video will cover a brief overview of data governance, an introduction to the 4 components of governance, which are who is responsible for data, accuracy and completeness of data, confidentiality and access to data, data sharing. We will also share ideas for implementing these components in your local program or district. So first, what is data governance? Data governance is the term for all of the roles, processes, and policies that help you make decisions and use data efficiently and effectively to support your program or district's goals. The implementation of data governance may also be called data management. One example of data governance may be a manual for program staff and stakeholders outlining the roles and responsibilities related to data for all staff, or a set of data-related policies and procedures such as information on data reporting, how the district stores individual-level data, or how data is monitored for quality. By ensuring that roles, responsibilities, and expectations around data are clear, data governance can improve your data and how it supports your vision. However, in order to reap these benefits, data governance policies must be created in thoughtful and inclusive ways and re-examined regularly to ensure continued alignment with program and district's purpose and vision for data as well as their changing needs. Now, we're going to discuss key components to data governance, starting with the first component. Who is responsible for data collection, analysis, and use, and who can make what decisions? Ultimately, everyone is responsible for data in some way. This component focuses on detailing out the roles and responsibilities of staff and stakeholders. These roles and responsibilities are related to your purpose and vision for data use. The process for determining roles and responsibilities should be transparent. Program staff, stakeholders, and administrators should have access and opportunities to provide feedback regarding the structure and roles related to data use. And the structure and roles should be documented so there is clarity. Consider creating an outline of key data users and decision makers. For example, the outline may identify who is responsible for maintaining and monitoring student data collection and accuracy within your system. It may also outline who is responsible for creating data reports for the overall student population versus who is responsible for individual classroom-level reports. As you determine who makes decisions and who is responsible for different aspects of data in your system, we suggest including both special education and general education leaders in your program or district. Other key members include representatives of different programs, data users, and your data sharing partners. You may consider working with others to create an organizational chart or table that shows how decision-making power and responsibilities will be dispersed across roles. The second component of data governance is accuracy and completeness. It is important to ensure that your program or district's data is accurate, complete, and being used as intended. It is good practice to have written policies and procedures regarding data collection, use, sharing, and analysis. All policies and procedures should be aligned with the purpose and vision for data use and should be widely shared among program staff, administrators, and other stakeholders. To sustain these efforts, it is beneficial to have a team that can monitor data accuracy and completeness throughout your program or district system. For more information regarding strong purpose and vision statements, please see the video in this series titled Purpose and Vision. To support accuracy and completeness of data in your program or district, there are a number of approaches you could take. For example, you might host recurring data quality trainings for program staff, contractors, and specific data users. Or you may publish virtual trainings and resources that staff can access at any time. Another approach is to utilize your data experts or those individuals dedicated to using data to plan and make decisions about programs and services. As your program or district develops policies and/or procedures around data and its use, each policy or procedure should have a clear written point of contact. If your program or district has the resources, Establishing a group of people dedicated to providing technical assistance and support to staff using data can also help maintain data quality. The third component to data governance is confidentiality and access. Your data should be protected and accessible to only those that are authorized to have access, also called authorized users. An example might be a preschool classroom teacher who has access to attendance records of their preschool classroom but does not have access to the family's financial enrollment information. Therefore, this teacher is an authorized user for the attendance records. According to the DAISY Center, in order to promote data security, written policies and procedures should be developed and updated regularly. The policies and procedures may cover things like local, state, and federal regulations, roles and responsibilities for maintaining confidentiality, data trainings, data storage methods, and response to data breach. Creating policies and procedures in clear language around these areas protects your system's data, promotes confidentiality, and builds trust among stakeholders around how data is shared and used. As you create systems to ensure confidentiality and access, remember to include a plan for training program staff and others using the data. Training should include the policies and procedures being implemented, as well as the why behind them, emphasizing the importance of maintaining confidentiality of all students and families. When considering how to improve security and access in your program or district, start by having conversations with your leadership team, other data decision makers, families, and stakeholders regarding strategies and concerns around data collection, access, and use. For example, if you work in a community preschool setting, you may consult with Family-Centered Early Supports and Services, FCESS, programs, and both public and private schools on how they keep child-level data safe. You may also consult with families on your efforts to ensure confidentiality of information. As ideas emerge, write them down. Keeping records of policy and procedure will reinforce accountability and shared responsibility. You also do not have to start from scratch. You can assess and leverage security and access processes that your program or district may already have. The fourth and final component of data governance is data sharing. The leadership team, program staff, and stakeholders should develop memorandums of understanding, or MOUs, with partner organizations as appropriate to set policy standards for data sharing and integration. An MOU should include authorized users, who the data will be shared with, data to be shared, permitted use of shared data, method of sharing, data privacy protocol, sharing data outside of the agreement, terms and length of the agreement. Additionally, communication materials for families and other stakeholders will need to be developed to share how data will be used and protected, as well as any procedures for consent, opting out, or to address concerns. As you think about data sharing for your program or district, consider how you incorporate data from different public or private school programs, Part C and early intervention service providers, Head Start, and child care providers. If you are interested in learning more about this topic, please watch the video in this series titled Data Integration. Data governance is a large undertaking. Taking actions to improve data governance in your program or district is important, but may seem overwhelming. Remember to take small actions where you can, and do not try to implement these all at once if your program or district is not ready. For additional information, you can access the resources listed on the slide to support you with data governance. We hope that this video and the accompanying resources help you begin or continue to work toward implementing effective data governance policies and procedures for your program or district. Thank you for watching.